unless you have 50 grand, you can't risk 1 or 2%.
No.
It depends what your bills are and your situation is, right? Like I could not afford to risk 2% on a $5,000 account, and if I'm trying to make it my income, right? So that's where it's like, okay, if I throw $5,000 into an account, it's like I'm gonna risk maybe up to 20% on a trade to make 40%, right? So it's like, but I'm the type of trader where I take pride in my entries and I can risk that because more than likely, I'm going to win that trade and not hit that 20%. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What is up, everybody? We are on the Trader Society podcast again. We have ourselves a special guest, Taylor Marks, man. This guy is a stud. Look at him.
Look at
Glad
the
to
teeth.
be here.
Mr. Money
Heck
Mark.
yeah.
Dude, did we mean to do that?
I saw this. I didn't want to say anything, but these
just
guys are
noticed it.
matching.
You
I
came into
just
my
noticed.
room this morning and changed when you
He
saw
does
me.
this
Fuck.
often.
I do. I don't even do it on purpose. I don't do it on purpose.
And we got the man, too. Anthony's World. What's up?
What's up?
Fresh out of Prizzy.
But we are back there. Do not forget the man, the Mr. Vandy.
What's up, everybody?
Mr. fucking Vandy.
I'm feeling so good lately, man. Life
Hey, I love
is so
that.
good.
How you feeling lately, brother?
I'm feeling great. You know, when we
Hey.
came into the podcast today, I go, what are we going to talk about? Are we going to talk about prison, OnlyFans, or what are we going to go? And Anthony goes, wait, you actually watch these?
That's
I don't think this is going to be a real podcast, though, unless we are drinking a beer and I have a Trader podcast hat on.
I got you.
I
got
agree
you.
with this. We'll give you this one right here. I agree with you. Only because you're here is the only reason I'll have a beer right now. So
That's not
Don't
true.
act like you don't have one right before.
Yeah, he pounded one right before we started the call.
that was not me. That was not me.
Having a blast.
There we
guys.
go. I feel
I love
It's
it.
it's
A lot
it's
better.
been a while, so it's like, you know what? I don't think a couple beers will kill me.
Never,
Cheers,
man.
boys.
Cheers. I love it. I love it. I love it. So this is gonna be interesting because he actually he trades inside the Forex, but he doesn't trade like the traditional way that we trade.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could just give everyone of them, all of them and us, a quick rundown on what's the difference, like why you chose that route, and do you plan on changing routes? Like tell us what made you intrigued to that side of it.
Yeah, so how I kind of got into binary options is I came home, actually it's real stories. I came home one day and I saw my dad trading options at the table. And my first thought was like, dude, what the hell are you doing? Like, you don't know anything about this. You've been in construction your whole life. Like, you don't know how to trade.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and he goes, all you have to do is just find somebody who has what you want and knows how to trade and then copy them. And I'm like, still, you don't know how to trade. And he's like, it's right or wrong. Right. And with options, it's truly right or wrong, because what you're doing is you're actually predicting the exchange rate in a certain period of time. And so when I saw my dad actually take a trade, I was like, okay, well, options is easy. Like, I can learn how to do it. And so that's really how I got introduced to options. Been trading it for about 3.5 years now. And I plan on staying within options just because it is a very good entry point for a new trader. Right. I know we were talking about this earlier, and when you're trying to teach somebody how to trade, traditional Forex can be very easy if you have the right mentor. But if you don't, they're coming in with what's a take profit, what's a stop loss, how do you move it? And it's a lot more confusing to take a trade where you can log on to an options broker and it's literally right or put or call. So it's 50-50.
Man,
That's
I would be
actually
so
smart.
good at it.
I know.
would be so stinking good at it. I've heard just bad things due to the broker side of it.
That's actually what I was gonna ask him next. Is I was gonna say I'm pretty sure you have to use. They're not they're not anything regulated when you use, but regulated brokers. But the offshore ones, they're not not like our industry brokers. They're regulated. Those are not. Yeah. And so, but you have to go with a regulated broker is what I've heard. But if you do, I mean, we should sit down and have him teach us some shit on it.
I would love.
Yeah, no, let's do it for sure. And so, with that, unregulated brokers were big back then. until a lot of people grew massive accounts and then started not getting withdrawals, getting spiked out of trades. And I think just because the options market grew so fast in so little time, they didn't know what to do. But yeah, with these new regulated brokers, the only bad thing about it, I know you guys talk about regulated brokers all the time. You're like, I fucking hate them. I hate them.
I've been trading on a regulated broker and it's not fun.
But like that's the same thing with a regulated binary options broker is, you know, what they do is they'll give you 5 entries that you can participate in the market with. So it's like if you want to take a trade right away, like right at the opening of a candle, well, you might be between 2 entries, so you might not get the perfect entry you want. And sometimes if, you know, the trade starts to go the right direction right away, it will reject your trade, reject the trade. And you're like, well, shit, I just missed a perfect entry.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so a lot of people are transitioning from the offshore brokers because they are different than traditional Forex offshore brokers to regulated, but it's still pretty much identical and the same.
So you do think it's easier than traditional Forex? Well, I mean, I don't know.
I would say
is it traditional?
I think it takes the stress off of you. It's like, okay, you're either right or wrong.
Yeah.
And it's like you don't hold the drawdown, you don't hold to the take profit. You're either right or wrong. And I think that's the good part about that.
I think so too. That's why I kind of want to learn. And see.
Yeah,
right,
dude, it sounds nice.
Yeah, and that's really it. It's, you know, to a brand new person, it's right or wrong. And so I was talking to Conrad before this, and I was like, it's very good because it gets people at least onto the charts. For a person that's like, I can't do this. I can't do that. I didn't go to school. I don't know finances. I don't know markets, or I don't know charts, right? Once they actually take that trade and they're like, well, I just made $20 following somebody. And then eventually after call after call after call, they're going to be like, okay, now I know how to mark up my SRTs. Now I know how to look for this market structure, right? And so then it introduces them to traditional Forex where when they log on to that broker, they can, okay, well, now I've been doing so well with options, right? And my trades have been so deep. It doesn't matter if my trade clears by a micro pip or 100 pips, right? You're still getting that same payout. But now when you go to a traditional Forex broker, they're like, my trades have been so deep. Well, now you can actually get paid on that move.
Interesting. I'm gonna have to like learn and look into this. Do you?
I feel like this would be something that you would like probably more.
I might. I don't know. Who knows? I'm gonna try it. Just so they know what regulated brokers would you recommend?
Yeah. So there's Nadex. Nadex is out of Chicago, I believe. It's regulated over 20 different countries, and then Pocket Options, I believe, is also regulated, and those are really the only 2 that I know of.
Okay.
So not recommending any brokers. We don't recommend brokers. Do your own research.
Right. I love that.
So that's crazy. Let's say that you have $1,000 account, whatever. So can you put like $200 on a trade?
Yeah.
Or how does that work?
With Nadex, at least, the lowest contract size you can do is a 1 lot. And so before you take the trade, depending on, you know, what entry you take, it'll tell you like your ROI. So it'll be like, okay, if you take a trade already in profit, you can only win $50 on a 1 lot, but you could lose up to 99.
Okay.
And so with a smaller account, right, because everybody teaches risk management, it's very hard with like under $1,000 because if you have $1,000 account, let's say, and you're taking a 1 lot, right, you could lose 10% on one trade. So that's why it's like, okay, maybe really wait for a trade that's gonna go that direction, but take it a little early. So you're risking to make $100, but only possible lose 60.
See, in my opinion on all that, when you have like a $1,000 account to $5,000, I think that you have to have, like, if you want to make good money, you have to just kind of throw risk management out and say, hey, I'm going to risk 10% on this trade because I actually want to make money.
Yeah,
I don't want to make. I don't want to make
too.
$48 on this trade. I want to make at least 200, and I'll risk 200 on this trade to do that.
I agree. I think like when you're first starting out, you have to throw it out, not like completely throw it out the window, but that's why I think that's why we both preach is know what type of trader you are. Mm-hmm. That way, like if like I know personally, like if I'm sitting down like focused and I take 10 trades, I'm only gonna lose a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
And but like so like if it just happens to be that I only lose the first 2, like. That's what I'm saying. Like you have to just figure out what type of trader you are. Really, that's truly the key. I believe is because like if you're a 70% trader with a 1 to 2 R to R, and you risk 10% on $1,000, yeah, you're risking 10% each trade, but you're gonna make, you know what I mean? You're gonna make 140% on your wins and lose 30%. So you still made 110%. So you still have to like you have to throw it out the window. Like you unless you have 50 grand, you can't risk 1 or 2%.
No.
It depends what your bills are and your situation is, right? Like I could not afford to risk 2% on a $5,000 account, and if I'm trying to make it my income, right? So that's where it's like, okay, if I throw $5,000 into an account, it's like I'm gonna risk maybe up to 20% on a trade to make 40%, right? So it's like, but I'm the type of trader where I take pride in my entries and I can risk that because more than likely, I'm going to win that trade and not hit that 20%. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like,
Well,
there's just different ways to do it.
There's 5,000
well,
ways.
like the good thing,
million ways to make $1 million.
the good thing with like Nadex and these regulated brokers too is like if you do have a smaller account, because like options really blew up like across the country, like where $20, $30, $40, $50 a day is huge, right? So when they are using a regulated broker, you know, you can actually take profits early. So if you have a smaller account and you take a trade and it immediately goes that right direction, and you're like, oh, this might have a pullback, right? Well, instead of collecting that full $100 on a small account, you could take early profits at $35, $40, where to them that can help you grow your account and, you know, make you feel good about yourself.
So you're saying people were just like, we're pulling out 20, 30 bucks a day and then just scaling into it and being able to say, okay, I'm making 20 bucks a day. That's $100 a week. It's 400 bucks a month. That's pretty. Like,
And
that's life changing for a lot of people.
That is life changing, and that's that's a lot of.
I mean, I wish that would change my life. I mean, but back in the day,
Back
it would
in the
have.
day, yeah,
Back in
for
the day, like
sure.
that totally would have. You know what I mean? Like that's your phone bill and like a car payment or car insurance.
Back
So,
in the
like,
day,
I
bro,
get it.
there was many a times where I was making $1,500 a month trying to figure it all out.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Well, it like helped because with my previous company, that's a lot of my following was overseas. And so I would get tons of stories of, thousands and thousands of people of, hey, you just helped me make $50. Like, you just helped me make $75 this week that paid for groceries. Or, like the stories you get from these people across the world, it's like, I know we overlooked $50, $100 is nothing, but it's like to people across the world, it's like making
a lot of
huge
money.
impact. And like, that's what really motivated me. It was like, so then when I'd jump on these calls, I'd be like, hey, if you have a smaller account, take profits. Don't be greedy, take profits. And I think a lot of people overlook that. I mean, you're in a trade right now, and you're like, you showed me on the ride here, you're like, dude, 7, 8, 9 grand in profit, and you're like, oh crap, it went down. Like, yeah, you should have taken profit.
Yeah, but I trust my analysis.
But I think a lot of people overlook that.
Just
Damn.
put the stop in profit, dog.
Damn,
Yeah.
I was up 9 grand on the ride here.
What were you in?
Bro, I fucking shorted EU.
He's still up, guys,
money.
but
I mean, I'm still up, yeah, but I shorted EU.
that was a good trade.
Bro, I
It's still going to
shorted
pay for our
EU.
golf after this.
I shorted EU, but like, when this candle right here closed below right here, off of that wick, off of the.
I'm glad I'm not going golfing with you guys because I know that it would not be a good day for me as far as like I would drink a lot of beers today.
But do you see though like why I took that trade?
Not in the best way possible. It's just I'm in Conrad's over here like, oh gosh, these guys. I'm on one today. That's all I'm gonna say. It's like
I think he needs a
Hey,
cum, to be honest.
I'll take a beer.
Yay! Let's give Conrad a beer, baby. Yay! That sounded great.
I love it. I love it.
you already chugged
But
it.
man, look at that
I love
thing.
my boys.
That's what I was saying. Like that's.
I know, bro.
It was a
I-
great trade, and I'm excited. My stock, like I have a break even like stock. Like if it goes back up to my entries, I'm just gonna close them. But
if you
like,
look at
I
the
was-
weekly on that, bro, look at the weekly on EU. There is going to be a massive drop. I don't know if it's going to go to the 50.
That's what I. That's
But
the
the
only
weekly,
thing I stopped.
how it has that hidden divergence, massive hidden divergence. Oh, dude, it's going to tank.
I have my take profits are at right here. It is.
I would love to see that thing hit the 50 because if it does, bro.
I know. Well, I just saw it hit the 200 on the daily, and I'm like,
No,
with that
it's
massive
great.
shark fin. But my take profit's 1.00745. So I got it's like 350 pips drop is what I have.
Yeah.
But like my main goal is like I'm trading this regulated account right now, and I want to show people that like you don't have to have or use crazy lots to still make good money. And like I've been for the last 2.5 months, I've pulled out on a 100K account so that you can get funded with 100K. And I've been only using one standard. and then I will scale into position sometimes, but very rarely. And I've been able to still pull out 10 grand a week for the last 2 months.
Yeah, see, that's epic.
And I'm trying to show people that like, yeah, you see us like use all these big lots, but like sometimes like it's the consistency for me that like sometimes like after like that big loss that I had, now I'm back to like square roots and I'm still fucking making, 40 to 70 grand a month trading. And it's like being consistent is like where I'm at. And their count is still growing every week too.
Now, because you have the $1,000 or the $100,000 account, you're using one standard, you can kind of be less picky on your trades, right? Where you're like, oh, I see this happening, so I'm just gonna put a buy here.
Exactly, and that's what I did today, and I did it earlier, and on one trade, I think it was G Chef. I was like, this is not a good entry, but this thing is still gonna fall, and I'm only using one standard, so it's like, and I was like, like I already made $700 before that, so I was like, I'm willing to risk $700 because I already made that, and I ended up pulling out another $800 out of that one trade. Yeah. And it's because like it wasn't the perfect entry, but I didn't care.
Yeah. It was, and that's the power of good risk management, is the fact that, hey, you got a $100,000 account, you're using very low leverage, and now you can kind of be stress free about it.
Yeah, and like I can be relaxed and stuff.
And you hold your trades longer. Like that's the power of risk management, is the fact that it helps your mental game. As far as like, oh, I can hold this trade. I can hold it to my take profit, because it's like, well, if I lose this, it's not that big of a deal. If I win this, sick, it's just going to add up.
But the wins are bigger. Like that's what I'm noticing when I'm able to hold my trades like this and being less emotionally involved. My wins are fucking dramatically larger than my losses.
Yeah.
But I got to ask, because I was talking to you the other day, you trade like the fucking 1 second chart, I swear.
Not true.
Well, okay. Well, what is it then, damn it? What is it?
Well, I had to turn my hat around. I never wear my hats forward. I felt like it was so dark. But no, so with my analysis and my strategy, I take 5-minute trades. So it was 3-minute trades with these offshore brokers. Is that me?
Probably. Phone's on silent.
Yeah.
Silence.
with these offshore brokers, you could take 1 to whatever amount of time, right? So I take 3-minute trades, and with Nadex, it's 5 minutes. So my analysis has kind of changed a little bit, typically, because usually when I take a trade at the beginning of a candle, because timing is everything, within 3 minutes, we'd always be deep in profit. And now we're starting to see a little bit of pullbacks here towards the end of candles within the last minute. So I've been taking a lot better entries, and with, trading options, timing's everything. So, I used to be the guy that would jump on a session and be like, yo, it's, just went 8-0, 9-0, 10-0. And, it just turned into being unrealistic, and it almost turned into like gambling. Like, oh, we won 2, let's take 3. We won 3, let's take 4. Let's double up here 5. And so, I've really, with changing on or trading on a regulated broker, I've really decided to only take trades on brand new candles of 15s and 30-minute candles. So at the 10:15, I'll take a trade, and if it's not there, I will honestly wait until 10:30. And if 10:30 is not there, I'll take one at 10:35, because what I've noticed on 30-minute candles in market structure is my analysis is always right on, like 98% of the time. But if it doesn't move within that first 5-minute candle, it's that second one of that new 30. So it'd be 10:35 or 10:05. And so that's the tricky part with options, is you have to have price move, right? Like if we were to take the same trade right now on USD/JPY, right? I'm going to take it for a sell, you're going to take it for a short, right? If it just consolidates there for you, doesn't matter. It's not hitting your stop loss. Mm-hmm. For me, it has to move. And so that's one tricky part. And that's why, a lot of people will take trades in middle of candles, like middle of a 5, middle of a 3, right? And it's like, you can't. You have to wait for movement. So that's a
so little... you have to trade sessions. You can't just hold trades.
Well, you just have to be in the market when the market's moving.
Yeah. So I only trade USD/JPY and Euro USD. So I only trade New York.
Weird. Why do you only trade those 2 pairs?
I don't know. I know we were talking about this in Minneapolis. You're like, once you know how to trade, you can trade anything, right? And I believe that. But with options, it's really about timing and how it moves, how fast it moves, how much it will move, right? And so when you really study a currency or a couple currency pairs, you know when it's going to move and how it's going to move. That's why I've been like, okay, I've traded for 3.5 years. I've taken, trades from, 7 a.m. to, 4 p.m. But trading at 10, I've really noticed that the market identifies where it wants to go. if it doesn't move at 10:15, I know it's making its move at 10:30. And so I've really mastered that time frame with that currency pair.
That's awesome, man. I mean, hey, that's if it works for you,
man,
then it fucking works.
I love it. It's epic.
Staying dedicated and staying committed to your rules and your take. Do you take trades every day or not necessarily?
I only trade about 4 days a week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Fridays are always faithful Fridays, so I literally jump on, take a trade, and get off. So there's really not too much of an analysis or teaching. But yeah, typically 4, maybe 5 days a week. I traded Sunday night this week just to do a little bonus session. Went 3-0. Market moved in the way we wanted it to go, but it was very like volatile. It was like up, down, and that's probably just because it opened up. And we break it down to such a small time scale that's what we're gonna get.
I'm actually gonna learn this.
I think
for
the
the
same
pure
thing.
fact that like I know where the market's going.
Well, that and to be diversified as well.
Yeah, for sure.
I was also like you've studied a lot of his videos.
I have.
And do you use like his way of trading in your analysis a little bit, don't you?
Yeah. You actually taught me about the shark fin. I tagged you in one of my videos, and that's really honestly helped my trading game because with my strategy, that we use, we look at the DMI, stochastic, and the RSI, and typically it'd be like, okay, here's our levels at the 60 and the 40. Price is overbought, right? We're going to see a reversal here. And what I've kind of noticed just by watching your videos and my analysis is usually I'm like, oh, it's overbought. We're going to wait for it to reverse. Let's go. That's an indication, right? But typically, when we break it down to such a small time frame, price will just kind of chill up there for a couple candles. Where for you guys it doesn't matter, but for us it does. And so what I've changed my strategy to is waiting for a shark fin on the RSI, stochastic, and DMI. We need at least 2 of them to be shark fins because that's showing us, hey, on a 5-minute time frame or 10-minute time frame, it's going up, it's hitting that resistance or that support, and immediate reversal, and that's what we want.
And this is where I think trading this way would be really powerful. And this is why, like, I want you, and you should actually put this in your course. You should learn how to trade binary options, and I think this will be very powerful for you, because of not just because of your entries, but because of, excuse me, I've watched like when you trade. Like, you do the same thing. Like, you immediately get out if it's not the right entry. But if it is the right entry, you do it really well. And I think this would even allow you to say, like, boom, okay, this is not the entry. Oh, okay, it's automatically, I'm good. I'm either right or wrong, right? And then, boom, it's the next one. And then, okay, this is the right entry. Let me double up on this one. Yeah. And that's why, like, I kind of want you to learn. I think you should learn in your course. You should document you learning how to trade this way and see if it actually helps you.
I'm going to actually.
I'll partner up with you in your course.
There we go. Let's do it. We'll do a binary.
Run it up. I love it. Yeah. So.
Well, that's the cool thing about it is like I want to always be adding, and it's like if I can add value in something that like maybe maybe Forex isn't for everyone, and it's really not.
No.
And I do think that okay, like yeah, I'm either right or wrong, and I think a lot of people would appreciate that.
I think so too, and that's actually what got me. And I also like the idea of being able to say, I'm done trading by 10:30.
Yeah.
Like, I'm done trading. Like, I'm not just sitting here and looking at my phone. Like, I'm gonna be on the golf course.
That sounds
like,
so nice, honestly, to not
it?
have to sit there and like look at your trade and you're just like, oh god.
Well, that's why I've blown 37 MT4 accounts.
You and 99.
It's because I'll take a trade here and I'll just sit there and like with options, right? You're like, okay, 2 minutes, 1 minute, 30 seconds, cleared. I take a trade with traditional Forex and I'm like, oh, should I close? No. Should I close? No. And then I'll close in profit because I'm like, oh, it's not gonna go. And
that's why he doesn't have any gray hairs.
And then 1 minute, later, right? Bam! Like I'd been like 50, 100 pips in profit. And with options, you're always looking at the chart. Where like that's why I was like, how do you take a trade and just let it hold for a week or two? Like I just don't get that.
It's a learned skill. I'll tell you that much.
I think I need to take a trade and just literally punt my phone and go find it a week.
Bro, I was on the 1 minute. I was on the 1 minute for 5 years. 5 years. So I would get in, get out within like 12 minutes. And then, I don't know, I just learned technical analysis so well, like in my own way, where it was like, well, I've seen this happen on the 1 minute chart so many times that it's like, I just trust it now, where it's like the same pattern that's been on the 1 minute that I've seen 1,000 times. So it's going to go there. I already know that.
Learn. I'm down to learn.
I'm 100% down to learn.
I mean, I'm down to always sharpen my skills. Comment down below if you think we should learn a new skill set inside of the Forex market, and if you think he should teach us, and then we could post that. And while you're down there, go ahead and hit that like button. Make sure you are subscribed and that notification bell is turned on because these drop every fucking Friday morning. Yes. I just had to cut that in there real quick. And go check out our merch. And also make trading great again.
Don't buy merch for about a week because I literally took every hat today.
He walked in there and he was like, I want this one, I want this one, I want that one, I want that. I was like, you know those are like $40 a piece, right? Come on. I love it. So where can people find you?
Yeah, so right now I just have my own Telegram that I'm, running right now.
Tell me your Instagram.
Instagram is Taylor Marks Official. Nothing else. 1X Taylor Marks MARX.
I love it.
A lot of fake accounts out there with everybody, but just running free sessions right now for a Telegram. So maybe we'll put the Telegram down below. Just jump on. I know you kind of exposed me a little bit this morning. We're just like, hey, if anybody's ever traded options, jump on. And some of these people were like, dude, what the hell? Who is this? What is he doing? And I was like, hey, if you're brand new, just sit back and relax, right? And I think when they saw everybody like, hey, 2-0, 3-0, because we had a really good session, they're like, 2-0? You just clicked put. So I think it's catching a lot of interest. And, it's always good to trade more than one style of trading because, like I said, if I trade from, 10 to 10:45 and I'm done, well, guess what? Now I'm not going to look at my broker anymore. I'm going to go trade traditional Forex. And it can be the same vice versa. Like if you collect, $1,000 or $2,000, hey, just be done for the day, right? I think too many people overtrade. And so trading a couple different styles of trading and having multiple different brokers and learning different styles is very, very good.
Conrad's like,
he's like, that's me, baby.
This is why I preach what I preach, man.
I love it. So before we wrap this podcast up, real quick, if you have, I know you just dropped a gem, but if you have something that's off the wall, something crazy, something that's different, some piece of advice that you can give to the public, what would it be?
Yeah, I kind of just dropped one of them is don't overtrade, but I would be happy, I'd just say be happy with small gains and know that trading is not a get rich quick. It's not. It can happen. Don't get me wrong. It is definitely a get rich slow, right? It's a marathon. You're going to go through tons of up and downs. You're going to blow accounts. You're going to learn new structures. You're going to learn new patterns, new algorithms, indicators, everything. So just know that it's a process and it will take time. And I think if you ask anybody who's a successful trader, they've been doing it for years and years, and there's been times where they want to punt their phone, right?
He's like, yep.
And there's times you're gonna just want to completely quit and give up, but something brings us back to it every single time. It's because we know we can have freedom, but it takes time. There's not many places where you can just take a trade like you just did, watch it, close it, let's go golfing, right? Yeah. But it takes time. And so be happy with, slow compound gains and know it will pay off.
And this is one thing I'm going to say on top of that. You don't have to blow accounts. You don't have to just be losing all this money because there is ways where it's like, you don't have to risk your whole account.
Mm-hmm. Just as true, but you are. I feel like
people do it.
I feel like
they do it because they don't have the emotional.
But I feel like everyone's gonna blow an account at least once. I feel like I
you don't have to though.
You don't have to, but
that's just
it's your emotions.
But everyone I feel like the first thing that everyone does is put $10 in or $100 in.
Yeah, that doesn't even count for account blowing me.
Okay,
I'm talking about losing like $5,000.
No, what happens is you take a trade following an educator, and you're like, oh, I just made $1,000. Why can't I do this by myself? And then you take the next trade and you lose 2, and you're like, oh shit. So it's all emotions.
And it's risk management emotions.
It is. It truly is. But I think going through the whole experience of just learning and education, I've said it before. I said it before that you should learn from everyone, and I agree with that. I still agree with that statement. But I do also think that too many people don't give one thing enough, long enough. Nice. They'll be like, oh, I bought this course today. 3 days later, I bought this course because that course didn't work. And I'm like, there's been times where I haven't taken a trade for 3 weeks, and you didn't even give it 3 days, and you took 17 trades in one fucking day, and you lost 16 of them because you didn't pay attention, and you've only been studying for 3 hours. Come on, So I think you should always expand and learn. I always think that we're still expanding and learning. I mean, I'll never forget. It was 4 years ago. I was like, all right, dude, I got to learn the shark fin. And then you taught me the shark fin and divergence. And then you were like, I think it was like 3 years ago, you were like, all right, I got to learn market structure. And then me and you sat down and I taught you market structure. And it's just like, and then we incorporated it together. And then boom. Now I guess we got to fucking learn binary options. Now I guess we got to learn binary options. So.
Well, that's the funny thing, bro. Is like I had this guy call me the other day. And he's like, bro, I started an account with $800. And guess how much I brought it up to? I already knew where this story was going. He's all $7,000. And he's like, but then I lost it. I lost it all. Actually, I'm negative $9,500 in the broker account. And I'm like, but then guess what? I put in another 1,000 and I brought it up to $9,000, bro. $9,000. And then guess what? I lost it. And I'm just like,
but that's the thing.
He's all, but like, this is, I know this is it for me, man. Like, I'm so confident in myself. And I'm just like sitting here like, oh, that's just not the way to do it. It's just not the way to like try to flip these accounts. Like, that's great if you do flip account from 1,000 to 9,000.
Why don't you pull out $5,000?
Then start using risk management. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna build your account, and get lucky on one trade, then start using risk management.
Like, I agree with that. I think like you said, throw risk management out the window until you have the proper account size too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I personally think this is my advice, and and I'm not just saying this, but like what I would have done if prop firms were around, I would have put $1,000 in an account, and I would have risked probably 20% every trade, try and flip it to $10,000, pull out $9,000, and then spend all of that money on prop firms. Spend all of $9,000 on prop firms until I fucking passed. I'm serious, until I fucking passed.
No, facts.
I would have, because then I would have been like, but I would have still taken the trades, but until I passed, because like we did not have $100,000 to fucking trade with.
Bro, I'd have been a millionaire 10 times over.
Like, we didn't have that shit. We were literally had fucking like pennies. We had fucking pennies.
$250. Sick.
Yeah. Like,
and it was my car got wrecked and I used the insurance money. That's how my life started, ladies and gentlemen.
I love it. Wait, that's how it fucking starts. But like, and I'm serious. Like, I wish we had prop firms to trade with, because then you can. And so like, but if you can flip an account, then you can flip an account, and you can also do it the right way too. Start using risk management after you flip it. That's the problem. Is I literally, I had someone message me the other day, same instance, and I was like, you better fucking withdraw that money.
Yeah,
like, I was like, oh,
withdraw it.
He had like $1,000,
it's gone,
and he got in one big and he called a fantastic trade. And then but the thing he actually did smart is he actually got like the good entry, and then he fucking, and like once the entry was in profit, stacked, and then stacked heavier and stacked heavier. He turned like $1,000 into like 20-something thousand, and I was like, you better withdraw that. And he was like, don't worry. I was like, I'm doing it right now.
Bro.
He's like, I'm taking money out. And he took it all out, and then he went back to his starting balance, and then now he's trying it again. And it's like, that's good. Like take your fucking money, take your money and run with it.
And that's one of the things that drives me nuts. How are you going to get funded a $300,000 account, $600,000 account, and then risk losing it? I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. You can literally make 2% a day and be good.
Even 1%.
Yeah. But you're risking your $600,000 on one or two trades. It's like, what are you doing?
I own a prop firm, so I ain't going to say shit.
But
I'm keeping my mouth shut over here, because I fucking see it every fucking day.
Oh my God, it drives me nuts.
Wow, what the fuck are you doing?
With trading, you really have to identify what you're trading for. Right? Are you trading just for a couple $100? Or are you trading because you want the lifestyle that other people live? Or are you trading because you want freedom? Yeah. Right? Because I think a lot of people want to trade to get Lamborghinis and have a crazy lifestyle, but they're only putting in a half hour a day. Like, if you look at us, we've put in multiple years and we're still not happy with our results. And I mean, we are, but like, we're always like, hey, we can learn, right? I want to learn binary options. I want to learn more market structure. So you have to really identify what you want. Because what you want is how much you have to put in.
Yes.
And the last thing I have is you have to learn from your losses. Like, I don't know about you guys, but every time I lose a trade, I'm like, what didn't I see? Because if you don't lose from your losses, you're going to keep doing the same shit over and over and over, and you're never going to learn why you lost it. Okay, I lost because I didn't see the DMI and stochastic were completely opposite, right? Like you had volume showing the opposite way. So you always have to learn from your losses.
I love that. Well, I think that's where we should end this shit. That's where we should end it, because that was 100%. A powerful boom. And it dropped the nugget. Hey.
Appreciate that.
I love it. I love it. Guys, make sure you go check out Trader Society Official. We will be dropping reels with him in it this week. Once again, repeat where people can find you on Instagram.
Instagram's going to be Taylor Marks Official, and then I'll drop my Telegram link as well for free binary option calls.
I love it. I love it. Your Instagram?
Derek_Vandy.
I'm _ANTHONYSWORLD_. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this fucking video. And if you want to learn binary options, if you want us to learn binary options, tell us below.
Comment below.
So we can
Let's
do
go.
that. Let's fucking go.
Cool. We love you guys, and
Let's
we
go.
appreciate you all.
Peace.